This is exactly what we've been waiting for. Something that the Dallas Mavericks fan base have been begging for since the very first game of the season. And that is for Cooper Flagg to be aggressive. For Cooper Flagg to take the most shots out of anybody on the team. For Cooper Flagg to come up big when the lights are the brightest and lead this team to a win. And we got that in spades tonight, as the Dallas Mavericks did get their 5th win of the season over the New Orleans Pelicans. And yes, it's just the Pelicans. They're bad. But they do have 2 wins, one of them being against us. And in this game, we almost gave them their 3rd one. The first half belonged to the Pelicans. The Mavericks couldn't get anything going. There were signs of an offense that maybe could hold, but the defense was completely falling apart. But it was the 3rd quarter where everything changed for Cooper Flagg to be aggressive, to take over, for Max Christie to hit big time 3 after 3 after 3, all the way down to the last second where Naji Marshall looks like he almost threw the game, but was a 4D chess move play. So in this video, we're going to go over this game, see what went good, what went bad, and as always, who stood on business. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's game, we're currently sitting at 23,063 subscribers. We're about 2,973 subs. I can't do math right now, but we're very, very close to hitting our goal of 25K. So if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, from live streams, watch-alongs, news vids, rumors, and everything else in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. And before we get started as well, I want to apologize. I obviously am losing my voice, as tonight's game was pretty big. Again, it was the New Orleans Pelicans. They only have 2 wins. But if you've been watching the Dallas Mavericks, we tend to lose these type of games. Specifically this season, we are losing to bottom feeder teams left, right, and center. Of course, we don't have our 2 best players. I get it. But it's been pretty discouraging watching this team go out there and lose. But if you've been watching the Dallas Mavericks as of late, things have changed for them. The offense is starting to get better. The defense is still where it is, but we are slowly but surely improving game after game. I'd argue ever since the game against Portland where we won in overtime, the Dallas Mavericks are getting better. The Dallas Mavericks are improving. There are bright spots, albeit a slow start like tonight's game. As like I said in the intro, the first half belongs to the Pelicans. We couldn't get a stop to save our lives. We couldn't score to save our lives. The Pelicans were getting every shot they ever wanted, and the Mavericks had to get it out the mud. They had to actually fight, scrap, and just try to get something going. When all seemed like it was lost at halftime, we were down by a good bit. We thought this was going to be a repeat of every other game. The Dallas Mavericks responded the exact way we needed them to respond in that 3rd quarter. We were hitting big-time shots. Cooper Flagg was being aggressive, taking over, taking matters to his own hands. Yes, he's still passing the ball, but he was still looking for his own shot and hitting his shots. We were able to get to the line, defend very well. And at one point, Naji Marshall looked like he was throwing the game. We were up late in the 4th, only by a little bit. Naji Marshall drew a technical foul on Jeremiah Fears. They got the free throw, but it was for a reason that Jason Kidd does explain, which we will get to later in this video. But first, let's take a look at the box score from tonight's game. Daniel Gafford, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Pretty good defense from Daniel Gafford. I mean, Derrick Queen did look like the Black Jokic out there tonight. Shout out to Derrick Queen. Looks like a rookie with a very promising future. He did have 7 assists in the first quarter, but Daniel Gafford stood on business in his own way and definitely came up big for us. Those 7 rebounds were definitely needed. And PJ Washington, again, looking like one of the best players on the team, the most consistent players on the team, had 24 points, was also 5 of 8 from 3, which was huge for us. Also had 9 rebounds, 1 assist. He did have 4 turnovers, which is to be expected from PJ by now. But he also had 1 steal and 3 blocks, which were huge. But the man of the hour, Cooper Flagg. 12 of 19 from the floor with 29 points, 0 of 4 from 3, but was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, no blocks tonight, but Cooper Flagg was everywhere. In the first half, we've gotten kind of used to Cooper just chilling, doing what he can, letting the game come to him, get a good feel for it, kind of like what Kyrie did with Luka Doncic when he was still here, just allowing the first half to be what it was. But in that second half, Cooper Flagg came alive. He had about 17 points by the end of the 3rd quarter. I thought he could easily go for 30, which he almost did. Came alive big time in the 4th. Big time stops on defense. Getting guys open, good open looks on the offensive end deep late in the 4th quarter. There was a play where Cooper Flagg tried to make a pass, which turned to a turnover. I completely crashed out because I was tired of seeing Cooper Flagg be so passive. But luckily, we got a stop on the defensive end. We brought the ball back down. Cooper Flagg decides to pass. I'm ready to lose it. However, this pass found Naji Marshall, which made a big-time three that put us in the lead, and that was all she wrote. By then, the game was sealed. We only had to play good defense, hit our free throws if we got fouled, and shout out to Cooper Flagg. This was a big game for him, especially for his development as the Dallas Mavericks. We've talked about it. The Dallas Mavericks are the one team that have been in the clutch the most at the entire league this season. Unfortunately, we're not that good in the clutch. So in a game like this, when we are in the clutch and we win, that is huge. Cooper Flagg didn't fold under pressure. He came up big, showing that, yeah, my name is Cooper Flagg, and if you need me in these moments, I will respond well in these moments, and he did. So shout out to Cooper Flagg doing exactly what we know he can do. And Brandon Williams, all on the opposite spectrum, didn't really have a great game. There were some moments that were great, but we got to talk about it in total, as he only had 5 points, shooting 1 of 12 from the floor and 1 of 7 from 3. You would think he was Klay Thompson the way he was shooting out there. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds. He did have 12 assists, which I absolutely love. You're finding guys somewhere on the floor. He did have 6 turnovers, though, which this team definitely has to try to get a hold of. He had 1 steal and 2 blocks. Not the best game from Brandon Williams. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. But I do like the 12 assists. If you're not going to score, try to be productive in other ways. And Max Christie had an amazing game. He did tie his career high of 23 points. He was 7 of 12 from the floor, 5 of 9 from 3, had hit all of his free throws, 4 of 4. He also had 3 rebounds, only 1 turnover with 1 steal and 1 block. And Max Christie, again, like PJ Washington, being our most consistent player on this team. But in this game, he was playing above himself. His 3-point shot is a godsend for this team right now. When we already know we don't have that good 3-point shooting, Max Christie, along with PJ Washington, is coming up big for us from 3 and have been over the last several games. But just to round out the box score really quick, coming off the bench, you had Caleb Martin in 8 minutes, gave you a 1 assist and 1 steal. Naji Marshall had 9 points, had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and only 2 turnovers. Derrick Lively, he's still on a minutes restriction. We do have a back-to-back tomorrow against the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know if we'll see Derrick Lively. However, he did have 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, only 1 turnover with 1 steal and 1 block. Moussa Cisse, only 5 minutes. Not really enough time to do anything, but he did get 3 rebounds and 1 assist. We also have Klay Thompson, only playing in 16 minutes, had 5 points. He also, like someone named Brandon Williams, was 1 of 7 from 3. He also had 2 rebounds and 1 block. And Jaden Hardy, I'll give props to Jaden Hardy. I got to be fair. He played 14 minutes but had 11 points, was 3 of 5 from 3 with 2 rebounds, only 1 turnover. I will say this was a good game from Jaden Hardy. I got to call it like I see it. In moments where Jaden Hardy can be productive in the flow of the game outside of garbage time, that is what we need. We need Jaden Hardy to hit shots when they matter, not when the game's already over and away from us. But overall, this was a big win for the Dallas Mavericks. Again, it's just the Pelicans. It doesn't prove we're a good team. But when you watch this game, not just the box score, but when you watch this game, you see the team getting better. The defense has been what it's been all season long. We know we're a top defensive team in the league. We know that. But our offense has been at the bottom. But game over game, night over night, and I think the New York Knicks game was a real testament to what this team is becoming, and that is fixing their offense, finding their identity of a team that, honestly, just a bunch of 3-and-D guys. You got Max Christie, you got PJ Washington, who both are great 3-and-D guys. Klay Thompson, a bad game from him, but we've seen some sparks of life of himself being a good 3-and-D guy. Cooper Flagg's got the defense, just got to knock down the threes. It's definitely there for this team. It's just all got to come together. But if one player is going to stand on business, for me, it's got to be Cooper Flagg. From the dunk down the open lane, from the posterizing dunks, from the defensive end, from the offensive end, from the big-time shots, the free throws, just whatever you wanted from Cooper Flagg, especially the energy. He always plays with high energy. It was there in spades. To me, Cooper Flagg stood on business. But there's a few other things that we definitely got to take a look at. Like I said, Cooper Flagg tonight had 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and he was 63% from the floor while also taking the most shots out of anybody. I want to see more of that from Cooper Flagg. This, to me, is his best game all season, and this may have to be the baseline of where he should be moving forward. Maybe not 29 points every night, but at least taking that amount of shots, being that efficient, making sure you fill out the stat sheet with rebounds, assists, and blocks and steals as well. We know that Cooper Flagg is a special player. We know that he's built for special moments. But continuing with what we got tonight, Jason Kidd on Naji Marshall and his technical foul in the fourth quarter. Jason Kidd said, I'll let him explain, but I'm going to try to explain it first. He felt the technical was needed to get the defense in gear, and he will tell you that the technical helped us get 3 stops in a row. I love his competitiveness. He's not afraid. He will call that silly fine for him getting a T at that point in the game, and I absolutely love what we saw from Naji Marshall. For some people, maybe it was Naji Marshall that stood on business, as that is a very, very smart move. Not too sure on the intricacies of why that was needed, but if it got the results that you wanted, shout out to Naji Marshall for just being, I guess, that smart. At the moment, I thought it was stupid to get chippy with the rookie. Jeremiah Fears getting under your skin, Naji. I thought you were tougher than that. I thought you were able to really stand on business against the big dogs like Yusuf Nurkic, not little Jeremiah Fears. But if that's what you needed to get the next 3 stops and for us to win the game, then so be it, Naji. Keep getting technical fouls. It actually led to even more a little bit of a head-buttedness towards the end of the game where the Pelicans are trying to get a 3 to at least take it to overtime, at least take it to win, and they couldn't. Jeremiah Fears fell on the floor for a rebound. PJ's right on top of them. They're getting each other's faces. Then Naji's getting their face. Tensions were high, but cooler heads did prevail, and they got the dub. But a few more things that we're definitely going to follow up with is Max Christie on Cooper Flagg's play in the clutch, saying he's poised for sure, and he's obviously competitive. And so it's a good mixture of both. And he's very confident in his ability, and he's not afraid to rise to the occasion. And for an 18-year-old, that's really, really good. It's unbelievable. We obviously trust him in those moments as a coaching staff and as players. We've seen the working he's put in, and I absolutely love it. I mean, Cooper Flagg has got the trust of the coaches. He's got the trust of the fans, and he's got the trust of his teammates, and he showed it tonight. There have been moments so far in the season where it's the last second shot or it's the game's really close. We allow Cooper to just figure it out. Sometimes he's failed, but nights like tonight, he did succeed. He came up big time. The team trusted him. The fans trusted him. We were sitting on the edges of our seat. I mean, you hear it. My voice is going. I'm screaming and yelling at this game. And yes, it's just the Pelicans. They are a bad team. Right now, the Mavs are a bad team. So when you watch these games, not just a box score, but when you actually sit and watch these games and you see the progress from these guys night after night, or even tonight, from the first half to the second half, then you know something special lies within this team. It's just going to take time to bring it out. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that Cooper Flagg's still on business? Maybe PJ Washington? Maybe Max Christie? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all, take care. Drink water. Peace.